Tristan with Nerdot's NewsStand, and I'm going to try a different format for this comic review. I am using the actual viewer instead of going through and panning them all myself, so I'm curious to see if this is going to work. It would make doing reviews a lot easier because I prefer to do them, but I'm not sure that it'll work because I can't edit my audio separately, and if I mess up at all, I'm kind of screwed. But even so, this is Basketful Heads, and it is by Joe Hill, who did Lock and Key, which I'm not sure if you're familiar with, but it was really good. Definitely worth the read, and this is new, like DC's new horror lines. I'm sure the Hill House comics had to do with the fact that Blumhouse does the horror movies, but it's a nice little take, and this was actually really good. I mean, it wasn't a whole lot of action-packed, and there was kind of a couple weird moments, but for, a first issue, it wasn't bad. We get the introduction here, and this axe that you're going to see here is basically, like, enchanted. And when she cuts off, June is the main character, when she cuts off people's heads, they stay alive, and they're bloodthirsty for vengeance. We're not going to actually get into any of that, unfortunately, this one, but you can see them, like, the heads talking to each other. So literally the basket full of heads. Like, I seen this and I was like, yeah, so Tug's coming up on her or what? I don't know. I thought it was funny, but yeah, like I said, it's Joe Hill and it is illustrated by Leo Max. And we're getting, like, this is June here, and we're getting the introduction of her, and then this is her boyfriend. They kind of just have like a cutie, typical high school relationship. Very young. The boyfriend works all summer as a police officer, kind of just for like routine things, traffic stops, stuff like that. And basically, it's really it in a nutshell. You're not going to get a whole lot of it. She's talking about here, she's like, she'd blow, what'd she say? I'd blow you to get out of a parking ticket. Doesn't even have to be my, see, that's going to drive me crazy. Doesn't even have to be my parking ticket. So, it's kind of funny. But, we find out that, basically they want to, buy a car together. Like, and he doesn't have the money and she's not happy about that. Like, okay. I mean, I guess if that's the worst you can come up with, I guess so. He tells her about some horror stories over the summer about finding, like, a dead body. And it's pretty basic. And we get to see this, like, Shawshank prison. And there's 4 people. Like, you don't have a face, do you? You literally don't even have eyes and a nose, and you don't have a mouth. What is going on here, DC? These people have escaped. There's 4 people on the loose so far that we know of. And they're going to, instead of going to have this young police officer, and it takes place back, oh my God, in the 80s. So it's quite like the art fits the era that they're trying to replicate. The art's not great, but for what it's worth, it's not awful. But instead of having this young police officer go help, they're going to go have dinner with his wife instead. Yeah, I don't know why, but I guess so. So they get to meet the wife, and basically the whole summer he's been staying with them. I don't know, it's some like outreach program. That never happened but I guess so. I love this. Like, what? I'm writing my thesis on the way masculinity is shaped by shame. Like, oh, come on. This was back in the 80s even, and then this seems a lot more. The predecessors in field got the axe to grind with men. Maybe they ought to turn some of their microscopes on themselves. Like, oh. It's all about gender studies, I guess. It's pretty bad. And then, there was one more spot that was pretty bad. It says, basically the idea that we could reduce violence by identifying boys who suffered from abuse and intervening at a young age. So she's talking about, men with daddy issues and mommy issues, I guess. They decide to have dinner, and there's the axe. That they finally got introduced to the axe. So that's what she's going to eventually get. But not even at all. She gets a call that she has to go to a male partner of her husband has gotten killed. And they are saying he fell down, but he really didn't. So she's going over to the wife's house to help. And he says, take care of the house and everything else. She goes over there with her other son, and they decide to stay at the house. And they're cuddling and everything else, getting a little nervous, and they hear a noise, a thunk, a boom, a bang. And we get, this is the end. Like, he goes and says, go, I'm going to see what it is, like any typical man would, unless masculinity was shameful, because that's what she said. But then, this is it. She's hiding. And these were the people that got loose earlier on the Shawshank thing. And that's it. Like, that's it. I mean, I'm not going to say it was bad or anything. I'm trying to zoom out here, but I guess I can't really in this view. I'm not going to say it was bad or anything, because it wasn't. It was just, there wasn't a whole lot to it. Like, I feel like this would read better as a trade. And I think that's probably smart to get. Earlier, it didn't have this. And then it said, your book's updated. And now I have like a preview to Sea Dogs. I haven't even read it yet. I don't even know what this is. I haven't even heard of it. I don't know. Looks good. Or it looks okay at least. I would have read this and Harleen this week. I feel like as a Batman fan this week, I am being so spoiled by DC Comics with the annual, with Batman, with this, with Harleen, like, yes. But I definitely see this is a hard one. A lot of times they say, it's not worth the buy. It is worth the buy. This one's like, maybe you should hold off. Maybe it's going to read better when it's all done. And I think there's going to be 5 or 6 issues. I'm not sure. I'll look before I edit. But I kind of wasn't going to do this review. Then I'm like, I want to try out the new format. So more than anything, let me know what you guys think. I'm just making a mess here. Let me know what you guys think of the new format comparatively to other reviews. I think, I'm not sure. I don't know. I feel like maybe I go too fast this way. I don't know. It'll be good to see. Let me know what you guys think, or if you are interested in the horror line for DC. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. I want to give a huge shout out to my Subscribe Star and Patreons. You guys literally make this channel possible. Thank you so much, Sanjuro, Way Else One, BG Torrance, Black Knight Fool, Brucey, Grand Smear, Jeffrey Allen Carnes, Jeremy Burtz, Mike Buckner, Robert, and Timothy French. You guys are freaking amazing. Thank you so much, and make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.